We all know you started out with Eric Sermon and the Death Squad. So, how did you actually end up linking with Eric Sermon and then furthering your career from there?
Well, I was a DJ and I met EPMD at Sensations. That's a club in Jersey where all the acts come from New York or all over, and they come to Sensations, and I met him down there. And only had a couple of rhymes and shit, so I spit my rhymes for him, and they put me on stage that night. And it's like an ill story in between there how I got to him, but bottom line is I got to him when I was maybe 20, 19 years old, and then I went to go stay with EPMD. You know, after he heard my situation, I got kicked out. I really ain't had nowhere to go, so I went to go live with them. And shit, man, it was just like I learned. You know, I was on the road, you know, carrying bags and shit at 19, 20, but I was around the world at 20 years old, and I was learning. And K Solo was on the team. It was Hit Squad. It wasn't the Death Squad then. So it was K Solo, then Das Effects came in the group. Then I was the last one to pop off from there. And it was history from there.
It's interesting to hear that because I've been interviewing a lot of legends, as you know, like Mobb Deep, Dead President. Everybody told me that they was homeless before they actually kind of homeless or living, you know, like before they got famous. It seems like
that's that kind of story with everybody, right? I mean, well, it's just like, you know, I look at it like this: if you was homeless and you got on through the rap game, then you went through that struggle because you know, when you trying to pursue a career like this, you have to put your all into it. Whatever you do, you have to put your all into it. And sometimes it takes certain circumstances that, you know, your family or your friends or whoever you're living with might not agree to. And with me, it was, you know, I wasn't working at the time. So, you know, like around my area, you know, I was pumping. I was selling drugs or whatever. And my mom's wasn't having that shit. She kicked me out for that bullshit and fucked around and left some shit in my pop's house. He kicked me out for that bullshit. And it was just like, you know, God came in at that certain time and said, you know, he called me right a month while I was on trying to find somewhere to go and live at. And he called me at that certain time. So I ain't had too much long of having nowhere to go, you know. Couch to couch, I don't care about that, as long as I got some lyrics done. But yeah, that's, when you get in the grind, when you're pursuing this rap career, especially back in the 90s, yes, you might be homeless. You might, and it's not like you don't have nowhere to go, but for that magnitude of what you're trying to reach, that goal, yes, you're gonna have to sleep on some fucking couches to, you know, to be the man, to be where you want to be.
And then all of a sudden you were on Tupac's record, All Eyez On Me.
Yeah.
So how was that, like being on that record at that time? The East Coast West Coast beef was really brewing. Yes. Yeah. So how was it to be on his record?
Well, Tupac wasn't there. He wasn't there. I was supposed to be a Daz record, cause me and Meth, we knew Daz. You know what I'm talking about? Okay. We knew the Dog Pound. Come on, Snoop is my dude. Dog Pounds is my dude, and Daz called us in to do a record for his album. And, you know, I'm just hearing, and I know it's kind of true too, but as we did the record was done, Tupac got out of jail and shit. So when Tupac got out, all the heat, everybody heat who had E on the album, that shit went to Tupac. You know what I mean? So that was one of the records he used. He was like, fuck that. I need that Daz, you know? So we never saw Tupac at all to do that record or whatever. But it was good because it came at a good time and shit. The record was hot, is well known, and yeah, I get me a Tupac plaque for that. Yeah, so I need my plaque for Tupac.
Did you get any shade of any other East Coast rappers?
Oh no, not at all. I mean, we was repping. You know, it was like, you know, we was repping for the East Coast. You know, they was rocking for the West. We was repping for the East. Everybody loved the record, so yeah.
Speaking on you doing records with other people, how did you end up doing a song with Shaq?
He from the Brick City, come on. Well, I went and Shaquille is a cool dude, first of all, because, you know, back then that nigga was, he still got money from the NBA. He ain't even spent from the Lakers yet. He got money. And You know, when he got on, he was just like, yo, I'm from Jersey, I'm from the bricks. Yo, I love these dudes. And he was all right, too. He was selling albums. Shaq got a gold album. He got a gold album. He was putting in work. I mean, he was on the court, and you know, you have some ballers that tried to, you got any sports dude that try to do rap and do the sports game, it just don't happen off. Like, for example, Roy Jones, that's my dude, but the rap career just wasn't taking off. But Shaq, he put in work. You know, he could spit, and he was doing records with the key dudes. Not that he didn't go to the top dudes to go, he went to the underground route. You know what I mean? Like Meth and the Fushnikins and Eric Sermon and all of us. And he won. He got a gold record and shit, yo. So it was easy for him to do. He followed us, and he learned the platform of how we do it. And while we worked with him, we showed him how to do it too as well. And we rooted him on in his career in basketball. Now, it's enough rapping. Get your ass back out there in the court. And he was winning. So big up to Shaq.
And if they want to do they do, let them do the do. They the ones got to ride it out, guys. Okay? Don't throw them under the bus. At least they ain't out hurting nobody.
Black people, we have okayed everything down to a point where our culture is gone. Black folks, for the most part, don't have nothing to say about hip-hop or R&B. It has been taken away from us.